So it's day 2 of our Scotland adventure. We're going to head the road, we're going to head north, head west a bit, and we're going to go over to the Isle of Mull. Probably looking to do about 250 miles a day. Couple of ferries involved, so we'll take plenty of pictures and video along the way, and we'll catch you guys later.
So the REALRIDER boys finally made it out. Bikes shiny-ish, egos inflated, REALRIDER app running. First up, Corran Ferry. No booking needed for this one, and it runs every 20 minutes. Just a $5 ahead and a 5-minute hop. Dead easy, unless you forget how side stands work. Sorry lads, had to drop that in there. Off the ferry, they then took the A861 along the scenic coastal road, through the valleys opposite Strontian, and across the A884 road, which was a cracking, twisty road, leading us to our next ferry stop at Loch Linnhe.
So we've been riding around the northwest coast. We're now going to get the ferry to Fishnesh. Is that right, Billy?
Fishnesh, yeah.
Fishnesh, and then where are we heading after that, Billy?
To Tobermory and Mull.
Hey, Tobermory. What's the story?
Balamory, Tobermory.
What's the story, Balamory?
This second ferry is a bit longer, about 15 minutes. Just enough time to chill and take in the sea air. Next up, the REALRIDER boys had the pleasure of riding the road to Tobermory. This one's a total belter, twisty, no traffic, and beautiful enough to make you forget your fuel lights on.
So here we are, we've made it to Tobermory on the bikes, a couple of ferries later, and look at that scenery. It is still absolutely amazing. So the day's going well so far. REALRIDER is keeping us safe. We're using group riding to track where each one of us is. I'm a little bit slower than some of the others, so I like to hang back, and but it just allows me to see where the other guys are riding up ahead. Now, one of the great things I love about being out on the bike is just the wildlife. And here we have the greatest spotted sports bike rider. Yes! Yes! If you leave them alone, they're safe.
Next was the Tobermory to Kilchoan ferry, which only takes 35 minutes. Terminal was easy, boarding was smooth, and the only real challenge was resisting jumping in the sea for a quick cool-off. From there, the B8007 through Glenbeg is the real deal. Pure West Coast magic. Narrow, remote, and fuel's miles away. So plan ahead unless you fancy pushing a GS through the hills.
Crazy hell, man. Just bunkers, isn't it?
He's fucking all right down
I
there.
can hear Tom even down the bottom there.
Okay, I'll put my headset on there.
Right, I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna film you, Tom. Clear the road. It's coming.
After grabbing some drone shots, it was back on the bikes down to the lookout point at the bay in Glenborodale, with a view that stops you in your tracks. Perfect place to kill the engines, take the lids off, and let the highlands do the talking. If you're passing through, you've got to check this one out. Further up towards Salen, the landscape just kept opening up. Wide stretches of moorland, ancient trees, and the occasional sheep giving us the side-eye. The road's narrow, but that's part of the charm. Beyond Acharacle, the A861 continues, wrapping around Loch Moidart. It's one of the highlights of the trip, coastal riding at its best. Narrow, winding, and packed with views that make you want to stop at every bend. If there's a road that sums up West Coast riding, it's this one. Next, the lads joined the A830 at Loch Linnhe, the road to the Isles. Much wider, faster, and perfect for bikes. A great contrast to the single tracks they'd just ridden. Not far along the A830, they pulled in near Glenfinnan for a leg stretch and to check out the famous Glenfinnan Viaduct from the Harry Potter movie. The view across Loch Linnhe and the viaduct is properly impressive. Plus, it's a great excuse to get off the bike and give the knees a break. The final run of the day followed the A82 South to Oban, tracking along the edge of Loch Linnhe. Golden hour hit just right, with the sun dropping behind the hills and casting long shadows across the tarmac. It was the kind of finish every rider hopes for. Back in Oban, the crew settled into the Airbnb after a long day in the saddle. After a quick change, they head down to the harbour for food, beers, and a final look at the sunset. Scotland delivered, as it always does. Next episode, the REALRIDER crew sets off home, but via the stunning Glencoe, and cover over 300 miles. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching.